Ever wonder how the past shapes our present? How do historical events mold the world we live in today? It's fascinating, isn't it? The ripples of history echo through time, influencing each corner of our world in ways we may not even realize. Today, we're setting out on a journey through time. We'll be exploring 10 pivotal moments in history that have left deep, often painful imprints on our world. We'll delve into how these events have shaped society, the economy, politics, and even our environment. From the trenches of the world wars to the haunting aftermath of Chernobyl, from the heart-wrenching partition of India to the ongoing impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. These are tales of humanity, of our triumphs and tribulations, of our resilience and our regrets. As we journey into the past, remember, history isn't just about dates and events, it's about understanding the human experience. Our first stop is the early 20th century, a time marked by global conflict and change. We find ourselves in the midst of the First World War, a conflict that raged from 1914 to 1918. This war, triggered by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, saw over 30 nations embroiled in a battle that would forever reshape the world. The human cost was staggering. Millions of lives were lost, and countless others were irrevocably changed. But the effects of this war went beyond the battlefield. Political boundaries were redrawn as empires crumbled and new nations were born. The economic impact was equally significant, leading to hyperinflation and economic instability in many countries. Yet the end of the First World War did not bring about lasting peace. Instead, it set the stage for an even more catastrophic conflict, World War II. From 1939 to 1945, the world was once again plunged into a war that would claim even more lives than its predecessor. The horrors of the Second World War didn't end on the battlefield. As the conflict raged on, a chilling chapter unfolded off the front lines, revealing the depths of human cruelty and prejudice. This was the Holocaust, a systematic genocide initiated by the Nazi regime from 1941 to 45. In this grim period, 6 million Jews along with millions of other minorities were ruthlessly exterminated, their lives snuffed out in concentration camps and ghettos. This massive loss of human life is a stark reminder of how prejudice, when coupled with power, can lead to unspeakable atrocities. Yet, as the world grappled with the aftermath of the Holocaust, another catastrophe was looming. In August of 1945, the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan became the targets of the world's first, and to date, only nuclear attacks. The atomic bombings ordered by the United States were intended to hasten the end of the war, but at a devastating cost. In an instant, the cities were leveled and hundreds of thousands of lives were lost. The survivors, or hibakusha as they are known in Japan, were left to grapple with the horrifying aftermath. Many suffered from acute symptoms like burns and radiation sickness, while others would endure long-term health issues such as cancer and genetic damage. The bombings also had far-reaching environmental effects. The intense heat and radiation caused extensive damage to the city's infrastructure and ecosystems, effects that are still evident today. These events, the Holocaust and the atomic bombings, are among the darkest in human history. They remind us of the potential for human cruelty and the devastating power of technology when used for harm. Yet they also serve as a call to remember, to learn from our past, and to strive for a future where such horrors are never repeated. These events remind us of the dark side of human nature and the devastating power of technology when used for harm. As we move further into the 20th century, the world continues to grapple with conflict and disaster. In the wake of World War II, another monumental event unfolded on the Indian subcontinent. The year was 1947, and the Partition of India was underway. This event led to the birth of two new sovereign states, India and Pakistan. The partition was a tumultuous period marked by mass migrations and brutal communal violence. Millions of people were displaced from their homes, sparking one of the largest human migrations in history. The political tensions born out of this event continue to smolder, fueling ongoing conflicts between the two nations. Fast forward to the mid-20th century. The Vietnam War, a conflict that raged for two long decades from 1955 to 1975, caused widespread devastation. This war was not just a battle of arms, but a battle of ideologies. Communism versus capitalism. It left an indelible mark on the socio-political landscape, not only in Vietnam but across the globe. The loss of life was immense, the destruction catastrophic. The war ended, but its repercussions lingered, casting a long shadow over generations. Then came 1986, a year etched in our memories due to the Chernobyl disaster. This horrific nuclear accident in Ukraine resulted in an unprecedented release of radioactive material. The immediate aftermath was devastating, with countless lives lost and an entire region left uninhabitable. But the disaster didn't stop there. It rippled out, causing environmental contamination and serious health issues for thousands of people. The ghost of Chernobyl still haunts us, a stark reminder of the potential dangers of nuclear energy. These events left a legacy of division, destruction, and danger, the effects of which are still felt today. In the new millennium, the world faces new challenges and crises. The dawn of the 21st century saw a significant shift in the nature of global conflicts, with the 9/11 attacks in 2001 setting a new precedent. This act of terror on American soil sent shockwaves around the world, leading to a heightened global fear of terrorism. The aftermath was profound. Security policies underwent drastic transformations, and the Middle East became the center of ongoing conflicts, a situation that remains unresolved to this day. Fast forward a decade, and the world was caught in the throes of another crisis, the Syrian civil war. Beginning in 2011, this conflict has resulted in an immense humanitarian crisis. Millions have been displaced from their homes, with many seeking refuge in neighboring countries and beyond. The war has not only caused death and destruction on an unimaginable scale, but it has also destabilized the region, with ripple effects felt globally. But the world was yet to face a challenge of a different nature. In 2019, a previously unknown virus, COVID-19, began to spread across the globe. This pandemic has caused widespread illness, claiming millions of lives. But the impact of COVID-19 extends beyond the health crisis. Economies have been disrupted, with many businesses closing their doors and unemployment rates soaring. Social changes have also been significant, with lockdowns and social distancing measures altering the way we live, work, and interact. In retrospect, these events have reshaped our world in profound ways. The 9/11 attacks, the Syrian civil war, and the COVID-19 pandemic have highlighted the ever-evolving challenges that humanity faces. They have underscored the interconnectedness of our world, reminding us that what happens in one part can have far-reaching effects elsewhere. These recent events underscore the interconnectedness of our world and the profound impact of conflict and disease. Our journey through time brings us back to the present. We've witnessed the profound impact of events that shook the world, events that have left indelible marks on the canvas of history. From the trenches of World War I to the horrors of the Holocaust, the devastating bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki to the violent partition of India. We've navigated the tumultuous waters of the Vietnam War, felt the radioactive tremors of Chernobyl, and experienced the shock waves of 9/11. We've looked into the ongoing tragedies of the Syrian civil war and the global upheaval caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. These events, marked by human suffering and resilience, have shaped our societies, politics, economies, and environments in ways that continue to reverberate. They remind us of our collective strength and vulnerability, our capacity for creation and destruction. History isn't just a story of the past, it's a guide to understanding our present and shaping our future.